been working with multiple corporations around the region for the past 15 over years. So, Nitin, what is AI governance and why is it so important right now?
Thanks, Vedant. I'd love for you to test it again, the technology, by growing beard, and if that's working now compared to the past. We can tell that to Tim Cook as well. So AI governance, simply put, helps organizations to mitigate risks. But very importantly, if you implement that well, it also helps to accelerate AI adoption and effectiveness at scale for enterprises. As you would imagine, right, Bank of Thailand has also come up with draft regulations or framework actually for AI or usage of AI. And there are 5 main provisions that they've come up with. The first one focuses on governance and accountability. Now, what that really means is that organizations that are looking at implementing AI must get their AI policies and standards vetted through the board or a management committee that is entrusted with that accountability. The second key area that they focused on is around the model risk management. Now, when you look at model risk management with respect to data science, it's all about designing models, building those models, validating those models, explainability of the models, and stress testing of the models. So all those aspects need to be taken into account from guidelines and from a framework standpoint. The third key aspect is around data governance and privacy. Now, this has been a story for years, right? Data governance, data quality, integrity, but very importantly, with the DPA coming in for Thailand, the Data Protection Act, data privacy is front and foremost for many organizations. The fourth one that they focused on is the operational controls and monitoring. And what that really is about ensuring that there are mitigations in place from a hallucination standpoint when it comes to use of AI, and also measuring the effectiveness of AI for organizations. And that's a very important one, from Bank of Thailand's standpoint as well. So taking into account these provisions, what we are also seeing globally, right, over the past 12 months, as you would imagine, there are intense discussions on AI governance or governance in AI. And when it comes to major economies, whether you look at US, you look at Europe, you look at even China, the regulatory frameworks are there in place now from adoption of AI standpoint. Now, the reasons why they are there is because there are concerns with respect to risk from a technology or AI application standpoint. There is the ethical usage of AI, and there's also data privacy. Specifically, if you look at EU Act, and I know Kuntal talked about that as well, that focuses on how risk tiering on AI applications can be done from high, medium, low when it comes to enterprising adopting AI technologies. Now, and as we move forward, we would see a lot of that come through with other countries in ASEAN as well, coming up with their AI regulations. Some of the real-life examples that I've seen, in terms of AI governance, let's talk about services industry and let's maybe talk about financial services. We would imagine that AI in particular has been implemented, or governance has been implemented with respect to GDPR a lot, or DPA. And the focus has been because you want to be fair in terms of usage of data. And you also want to secure the data from privacy standpoint. And that's been foremost, and especially when you're looking at customer service or fraud detection systems. Again, that's where we've seen a lot of governance of AI in financial services. When you look at something like a retail, right? Now in retail, AI is used more from inventory management and also from personalized marketing standpoint. Now there again, the governance of AI has been more in terms of how can I ethically capture data, as well as how can I transparently model data to be able to reach out to customers with the right marketing strategy. If you look at healthcare, for that matter, again, it is I'm amazed how robots are able to do surgeries today in the US, right? You can get into a hospital and come out in a day if you're doing a robotics surgery. Whereas if it's done by a human, it'll take you 2 or 3 days. So, but importantly, when it comes to AI or usage of AI in healthcare is also on diagnostics as well as treatment recommendation. But again, what is really important in you're dealing with lives of people, that the governance aspect have to adhere to the healthcare regulations. And again, these are some of the examples of where we are seeing, AI governance in play across the globe at the moment.
Thank you so much, Nitin. And putting that into perspective, I think AI governance in a hospital is much more important than recognizing and reshaping my beard. All right, thank you so much, Nitin. Yuki-san, you're leading the digital strategy arm of MUFG, and I'm sure in that role, you see a lot of things that's happening globally within the group. Could you maybe share a little bit of how AI governance is now impacting the business?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming to here, and I'm happy to come to here again. So I'm coming from Tokyo here, hopefully just food. But before such kind of fun fact, I have been doing such a role to speak a little bit about AI governance. So as an introduction, I'm currently leading the MUFG's AI governance role on a global basis. So I discuss with many colleagues within the company and also co-work to develop nice AI governance framework within the firm. So at this point, as we can touch upon, that many countries, many regions doing several things at the same time. So the US just published the US AI Action Plan. EU, traditionally they stick to the EU AI Act, which is a kind of the hard law. And the Japan government is also released Japan AI law very recently, which is kind of a soft law. And maybe the Thailand doing the other work and that. So each regulator or each country government doing the several things. Of course, the characteristics are really different, but the key principle is how you guys use AI globally. So they never stop using the AI, but they at the same time they enforce us how you guys use AI safety and soundness. So that's why the AI governance is pretty much important. So I would like to say the characteristic is different, even though within the company we have considered each regulators or characteristic or culture of each region or each country, but the same principle is how we can use the AI globally. So in this case, I picked up the one example here. So as a risk guy, I sometimes focusing on too much to the misuse of AI, which is some biases, hallucinations, or data leakage. But at the same time, we have to focusing on the misuse as well, which is we cannot miss the opportunity to use AI. So this kind of the right balance between the misuse and the misuse, how we can avoid both of them is a pretty much important thing for the MUFG's AI governance at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuki-san. I think that's a really great point. Doubling down on misuses, right? Where we have this opportunity, we have the technology, but if we're moving against the tide too much, we're not leveraging this opportunity or not seizing the opportunity. It's a great point, thank you. Now, Pifon, so Pifon has been very active in the Thai data analytics and AI field for the past 15 years, right? So may I ask you to maybe share what you see as the recent impact of AI governance within Thailand?
Sure. I mean, before you say what's the impact to Thai business for the AI governance, I think I wanted to flip the question a little bit and ask, what if we don't have an AI governance? What's the way I think that's the key. Because I imagine today there's many demo, many AI use cases shared on the stage in this room or that room. Imagine if a chatbot, like for example, the chatbot that Accenture is showing, right, that you use voice chatbot and they reply the product of Tulsi, right? What if they reply for other banks' product? For example, give you the wrong information back to your customer, what's going to happen? And imagine if everyone, I remember that as one session asking who used GPT, who used Gemini, who used Copilot. Please understand that your information that put in that generative AI application could be leaked easily. If they can use your data to train the models and leak your data, your privacy to other people, other organizations too. So I think that that's the key instance could happen with AI too, not only the software development, not only for the people who develop AI, but also people who use AI like us too, everyone. I think that that's the key, that how it impacts to our life. And then if we return that, then how it impact to the businesses. So for the business that don't have the AI governance, but use AI, in the sense that I just explained as an example, that could reduce the trust of your company, and also like how can your company be sustained without trust, right? So I think that's the key. I think that's those reasons why our regulator, like BOT, like you were just mentioning, BOT just announced the AI standard, AI governance standards. And actually before that, EDA also announced the AI governance standards. That in the standard, they're not mentioning only the responsibility of the people who make AI, but also the management for the organization that using AI too. So I think that's also the point. Actually, for this month, another regulator, what do we call in English? Let me think. The Cyber Security Agency. They also announced AI security standard too. So you can see that every regulator, they are running catch up the AI transformation journey with some governance and standard policies that we need to follow. So I think that's an impact. So everyone need to make sure that every business that you are using AI need to prepare for that.
Wow, thank you. I just found out about that as well. And as a Thai, I can see a big importance from the government side, and also a lot of regulations coming out. I think just one thing I want to remember is Yuki-san's message is, you want to hold it back, that's good, but watch out for the missed cases. Right? Thank you. So let's go to thinking about how companies can set up their AI governance, right? Maybe a question to you first, Nitin. What could be some of the pre-steps that a company takes as they embark on this journey, assuming they're starting from zero?
Yeah, that's a very important point, and I think we get to hear this a lot.